Hey everybody, I'm Missy MacQuarrie and I have been teaching online lessons via Skype and FaceTime for about 8 years. So I know a lot of people are having issues in trying to figure out how to make adjustments and do their lessons online right now. And I figured I'd do this video and give you guys some tips on how to do all this. Now, I'm going to focus on vocal lessons in this video. I'll probably do one for like piano and guitar just because they are a little bit different. So regarding vocal lessons online, I don't know. I'm not sure how much easier it can get. It's a wonderful convenience. The thing is that you have to understand about it if you're going to sit down and play your keyboard, when somebody, let's say you play do 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 do, and somebody is going to sing, you will hear them delayed. And so, what do you do to get around that? Maybe that's one of the questions. I know that's a question I've had friends asking me. A lot of peers have been reaching out to try and learn on how to do all this. So there's a couple of different approaches. One is that if a student really needs the assistance of singing along with the piano, why don't you have them use something like Swift Scales? It's a free app. The paid version's only $3.99 and so worth it in the long run, but for your average person who, maybe just needs a few basic scales and not like all these routines and what have you, it's so easy and useful. You can pull up the scale, or they will pull up the scale on their side. Which brings me to the other important thing. You need two devices to do this, in my opinion. It's been done without, but if you have somebody who is, let's say, maybe they don't accompany themselves and you're working on a song and not just technique, have a phone handy for YouTube or Spotify or whatever it is that you use. And also Swift Scales. So somebody who needs to work with the piano in real time, really consistently, they pull up you give them a tempo, and then they start singing along with that. And you can teach them how to get it automatically scaling up and then turning back down. And you just need visual cues like this because sometimes things can get glitchy. So that's just a little recommendation. Visual cues are big when you're doing online lessons, just in case if things are moving a little bit fast and get garbled up, the visual cues are helpful. So when you have somebody who, here's the thing, when you're doing online lessons, if you can just, give them the notes, the chord, and then have them run a scale, whatever it is, that gives them an opportunity to work on their intonation. Here's one of the great things about online lessons. So where they see you, they also see themselves on the side. So if you need them to work on not moving their jaw, they can see themselves and you right next to each other. And that helps to move things along and get technique correct pretty quickly. It replaces having a mirror. I don't actually have a mirror in my room. Some people do, I'm sure. But so sometimes what I will do, if you have somebody who's kind of in between, I will run a little scale, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and have them sing with my piano, which for them is in real time, but for you, you will hear them behind. I'm just used to it because the end goal is like get them to get the basic scale down, and then you let them run it on their own. Then you just start playing chords and let them work on their intonation. Swift Scales is also great because there are some more advanced and more interesting scales that they can use and sing along with. And again, you sit there, and then if you want them to stop and talk about it, what they need to do to make adjustments, you stop them, and then you have them keep going with that device. So, other questions I've had about the online lessons. First of all, if I haven't answered your question, please post a comment because I've been doing this for a long, long time. It's really a very convenient thing for you to be at home and for the student to be in the comfort of their home. Sometimes people come to lessons because they're not comfortable and they want to gain confidence. And there's no easier way to do that than in the comfort of your home to get things started. So that's also a nice thing about the online lessons. And the other thing that's great is, a lot of times people want to sing through a cold or whatever, very basic, not, particularly taxing issues. And sometimes they don't want to come into a lesson studio because they don't want to risk getting somebody infected. And when you're just sitting at home and they're just sitting at home, you don't have to worry about that. So that's also good. I'm trying to think what else. 2 devices, like an iPad or a laptop. I really don't, and a phone, really to me is necessary. You have to keep data flowing. You have to be able to, be able to send an audio recording via text or email and then be able to pull it up immediately. You need to make sure you have access to email and phone number so that you can free flow information. Sometimes I'll do a little recording to my phone while I have somebody on an iPad, and then I'll send it along for them to practice with. That goes especially for piano and guitar. Giving somebody a sample to practice recording with and then have them pull it up on their side. So these are my basic tips. Also really important to consider how close you are to the router. There's a lot of data going back and forth when you're in a FaceTime or a Skype call. And the closer you are to router, the better the signal you will have. And so when people are doing this, especially for a first time and they're used to real time, you have to adjust to the fact that there will be little glitches here and there. That's okay. But you will have less glitches if, first of all, not everybody in the house is online in a FaceTime call at the same time. And 2, if, just checking the proximity to the router. That's pretty big. I don't actually have, in my opinion, amazing internet where I am because I live in a remote area north of Nashville. However, signal's pretty strong. And the other thing I recommend if you're serious about getting into these lessons online is getting a Wi-Fi extender. We have one here and it has proven to be very helpful with these online lessons. So please, again, leave me questions or just anything you're wondering about it, because I've been doing this for a while. As of today, I already had 50% of my lessons were online lessons with people all over the country. So this is something I'm quite familiar with and I'm happy to help you with because it's a really great convenience, especially at a time like this, to keep our current schedules going and for everybody else to keep themselves occupied too. It's a win-win there. So just let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that this video was helpful for you. Please share if you have any other friends who are looking to do online lessons and need help, and definitely let me know of any questions you have so I can keep helping people to make these adjustments more easy. All right, peace.